Okay, so we are now streaming live.
Okay, good. That's fine. I will
Okay.
see you later.
Okay.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
time till then. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to my class. I will be starting my class in 7 minutes. I hope you enjoy upcycling plastic. Morning, James. Oh, doing weird things to myself. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to class. Nice to have you in class. I see I've got James is here already, and I have a telephone number. I presume it's a telephone number because it's a very long number. I think it must be a telephone number that I have.
Hi, Sue. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I think
Good to see you.
I've been working most of the night. I've got a lesson tomorrow with pigs for adults, and I've changed the whole program from being a child orientated to an adult orientated. So, which meant I needed to remake everything that I had and make it for an adult. So yeah, it's I worked through the night, well, most of the night, but I managed to make quite a number of things for tomorrow's class. So that's what I spent my evening doing. But
In a busy
yeah,
schedule.
sorry.
It is going to be a busy schedule.
Yes, it is. Tomorrow I've got a three classes tomorrow, so it is a busy. In fact, I was supposed to have four. There was a double booking with India, so yeah, that will only happen next week. But yes, so it is a busy schedule, and yeah, trying to get everything done. I prefer to make things one at a time, and all my things for my plastics as well. I prefer to do them one at a time, but there are times when I need to be working on like 3 or 4 projects at the same time, and that's a little hectic. but that's part of life. It's all what I enjoy doing. So it just means it's done at a faster pace than I originally planned. But other than that, it works very well indeed. So yeah, we will be starting with our plastics today. Are you my TA for the next one as well?
No, this is going to be my last.
Oh, you can go to bed after this. Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm glad because you guys work right through our night. So yeah, it's a long, long night for you. So yeah, I'm delighted to hear that you can now relax a little after this.
Exactly. Tomorrow is going to be a brand new day.
Tomorrow's a brand. What time do you start? Your time is similar to my time, isn't it?
Yes.
So what time do you start?
Well, I start at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
And you go till now. Wow, you've done your 12-hour shift. Nah, well, almost a 12-hour shift. That's a long shift to work through. But thank you very much for doing it. I really appreciate it.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Right, looks like we're about to get underway. We have somebody without a camera and they're just on, so I presume they're on their phone. I'm hoping we'll hear who they are shortly and then we can begin. Hello, welcome.
I'm on my phone only, so I don't have any video. Yeah.
No,
right.
That's absolutely fine. You don't have to. It's lovely to hear your voice. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, I have, my name is Nargis.
Oh, Nargis, how are you?
That's me, because I don't have my device anymore. It's not working. So I have found only phone to work.
Well, that's okay. I'm delighted to have you in class, Nargis. It's lovely to have you back. Oh, welcome back. Hi, Marlene. Lovely to see you again. And Hiroko, also great to have you back. Lovely to see everybody again.
I have a project to challenge you with.
Oh, you do? Good. Yeah. I love challenges. Although maybe today I've got a class tomorrow on pigs and popsicles, but I've changed it to the adult version. It's now an adult version of it. And yes, James.
Sorry to disturb you. Well, I'm going to start the recording now.
Yes, please. That's fine. Perfect. Hi, Ali. Yes, I'm doing pigs and popsicle sticks, but it's the adult version. But I didn't have many projects made. So I've been working until sort of 2 a.m, trying to make 3 or 4 different projects at the same time so that I've got examples to show you of the different things that you can make. But I like to normally do it one at a time, but sometimes I've fortunately got a very big table in the garage and I could I'd do a little bit of each project and sort of go around the table as things were drying. But it's been a lot of fun, but long hours, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, so, I just, you said bring something, so.
Oh, yes, I did. Always. You must always bring something that you would like to do something with, and then we brainstorm, and I'm sure we'll find an answer for it. Lovely to see you, Kathy, again, and Arlene. Lovely to have you back. So I've got a lot of regulars, which is awesome today to have everybody in class. There are others that are due to come in. Whether they come or not, I'm not too sure. But welcome back, everybody. Carol Sue's back as well. Lovely to see you, Carol Sue. Nice to have you. I'm well. I've just said I've been making the projects for tomorrow's lesson, which is pigs and popsicle sticks for adults. So I've been designing and making all sorts of things for that. and having a lot of fun doing it at the same time. My husband said, you're going to be drunk on glue if you're not careful, because I was using the glue going round and round the table for quite a few hours. And he had to take the pegs apart, and he said he'll do it as long as he gets a donut afterwards. I said, no problem. Here are the pegs. You separate them. I'll buy you a donut. It's a very...
I think that was a fair deal.
Oh, absolutely. I came out on top. Yes, Arlene.
Wasn't this supposed to be on upscaling plastic?
Yes, that's what we're starting right now.
Oh, okay. I was in the wrong class.
No. We are starting our upcycling. We're just having a few minutes chat before it.
Oh, okay.
But
I
yes,
heard
no.
obstacles, so.
No. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. So today we are definitely simple ways to upcycle your plastic. And there are so many clever ideas that you can do with upcycling your plastic. There are many things that you don't even think of. And I'm hoping that some of the ideas that I've got for you today resonate with you and you go, yes, I can do that. And so here are just a number of fun ideas using plastic, because really plastic, if it gets in the ocean, just ends up in the Bermuda Triangle, where there's kilometers of plastic that are in the sea. So if we can reuse our plastic, rather, it's a much better thing. Right, we learn from each other. So please, anybody with ideas, come in with them. Anybody who can think of something else to use something with, please. It's a learning class for all of us. If you want a recording, you can have a recording after the class. Just go to help@getsetup.io. If you're joining by live streaming, the best way to participate is to register for the class. And our Get Set Up is not paid to promote any product. So if I mention a product, it certainly is in passing, and it's something that I probably use. As most of you know, I live in Perth, Australia, and I've been an educator for 44 years. I enjoy making and creating different things, so using stuff that we have to turn into something else. I have a great love of animals. That's why I do the animal series. And most of all, I enjoy talking to my peers and getting ideas from my peers as a Get Set Up guide. I certainly enjoy that probably the most. Now, what can we do with all these containers that we empty on a daily basis? You've got so many things that you use, and now my husband, as we finish them, he says, can you use it? Yes, it goes in the one bucket. I've got a bucket for plastic. I've got a bucket for tins. I've got 4 or 5 buckets out in the garage, and everything gets put into the different buckets. And it makes it so much easier when I'm wanting to make things. But I think probably the one thing that we have the most of are your plastic bags that you get from the supermarkets. We have ones that are already recycled, and we use them until they're now looking tatty or they've got a hole in them. Then what do you do with it? You take it and you can do many things. You can do 2 forms of weaving with your plastic. You can either use your crochet hook. There's my crochet hook, and I've been crocheting. It doesn't crochet very long with a long piece of double bag. It does not crochet very long with that at all. It only crochets that much. So you will use a lot of plastic if you are crocheting. If you want to do plaiting, that works out at a much longer with the same amount of plastic, I made all the way to there. So over a meter. Using 3 pieces, I made over a meter. So I suppose it does work out about the same. And all you do is plait it. And when it starts getting towards the end, add an extra piece in as you are plaiting, almost like an extension. And then away you go. So it's very easy to just add that extra little piece in and continue with your plaiting, and away. That's the length I've got from just one one plastic bag, and you cut your pieces about that thick. You don't need them any thicker than that. You just keep going. One bag makes a lot. You really do get a great deal out of one bag. I'm only halfway through my first bag, and I've probably got about 10 meters worth of plaited string. Then what you do is you start to make the base. If you're going to make a basket or something, you start in the center, and then you just go round, and as you're going round, you put just a little drop of glue, and I always put a peg on it just so that it stays in place. And then as you're going, you change your pegs around. My pegs move round and round. And I now have, let me just take my peg off if it hasn't stuck. Sometimes your peg sticks. No, my peg's off. So this was one round of going round your plastic bag. The first time I did it, I cut the bottom off the plastic bag and the top handles, and that then made very short. And so you got a lot of joins, but the joins don't matter. They are part of the showing what you're making. So they certainly don't show as you are making it. You can't really see where your joins were. And then once you've made the big enough base, what I do is I put a pot inside, usually one of my baking bowls, and then I go round and round and start building up around the baking bowl. And that works really well. And then when I've done some, I just hold it for a minute or two so that the glue can catch, and then I continue round. And the other way you can do it is to start at the bottom and glue from the bottom, turn your bowl upside down, go all the way up till you get to the size of your base, and then add your base on afterwards. You can continue with your base and make your base flat. But that I found harder to do than doing it the other way. Your crocheted slippers, you can do crocheted slippers. You can do a crocheted mat to put your teapot and milk jug and sugar bowl and so on. You can also make a pot that you can put your plant in. Very attractive pot made with all the different types of plastic bags that you've got. And then you've also can make a handbag. So there are a lot of things you can use. If you want to use dustbin bags, which haven't been used, obviously, you can then use those to make it as well if you're wanting particular colors for a basket. But really, I think if you use your different brands, I've got a green brand which belongs to one of the supermarkets. I've got a red brand which belongs to another supermarket. So you can have all your different colors that go into it. And it really then gives your basket character. Any questions on this? Okay, right, let's continue. Now, when you are stuffing a pillow, what do you put inside the pillow? You go and buy foam, or you buy little foam chips, or you buy those styrofoam things. Plastic bags work beautifully, particularly the softer plastic bags that you get your bread in or your rolls in. Those plastic bags make wonderful stuffing for your cushions. And so you need quite a lot, and you can make it as firm as you want or as loose as you want. And so with that, you are using up your plastic bags in a very sustainable way. So that is a lovely stuffing for pillows. You can also, if somebody comes to play, somebody comes with their grandchild, or your grandchild comes, you can make a skipping rope, or you can make a skipping rope for yourself. You can do your exercises skipping. You don't have to go out and buy a skipping rope. All you do is do your weaving of it, but that I would use thicker plastic. I would make my pieces of plastic thicker so that it makes a thicker rope rather than the thin rope I've made with the thin pieces. But you can experiment with those and see which one is best for the thickness of what you want to make. If you're going on a picnic, you can put your stuff into Tupperware. But maybe you've made a specific sandwich for one person and somebody else has a different one. You can make wonderful little sandwich holders, but you can also put other things inside them. What you do is you take your plastic and you put it between two towels or between any two pieces of material, and you iron it. That makes it much firmer than before. It just firms it up. It doesn't make it board straight, but it makes it much firmer than it was. Don't try and iron straight onto it because you'll mess up your iron. But if you put fabric between it and it just works, just run it across a few times and then it just firms up that plastic. You can then put material all the way around, cut your material slightly bigger than your plastic, and you can turn over your material and make like a little fold at the top, and then put that over your plastic. And then you make your border around. Using Velcro, you can put two pieces of Velcro. Now you can make anything, close, Velcro the top. You can put their name inside, you can put their name on top, and you've got this little bag or sachet to put anything in. You can put muffins in it, you can put bread in it, you can put anything. You can also do it as a gift for someone as something very different. You make it, you put it together, and you hand it to them. Something out of the ordinary, particularly if they've got everything. So that's another good way of using your plastic. You just wipe it clean afterwards and it's ready for use again. Lovely if you're on a picnic and you put a whole series of different sandwiches into them for different people, because this one likes this and that one likes that, and you make for each person. They can each have their own color, and that's your one, that's your one, that's your one. And they then open up their little parcel that's got whatever they're going to eat in it. So that's another fun way. If you've got bottle tops that you have that have got a nice opening on, they're those flip top ones that you use. I haven't got one here at the moment, a flip top one. You then use the bottom, and they normally attach to a Coca-Cola bottle or any of the screw top bottles. And then you just attach it to that and put your plastic bag inside and let it come out the top of the container. Put your lid on it. Now you can pour out all your beans or things. If you've got a small space for storage, instead of storing big boxes of stuff, put it into the bags, seal it up, and they can store on top of each other as a tower. And now I can see, oh, these are my broad beans. These are my whatever you are storing. You can also do rice in there. You can do semolina in there. You can do quinoa in there. Anything that is small that you want to store. It's a very quick, easy way of making a storage tower. For children, you can also make a fun exercise with a plastic bag and a bottle. I do put this into your notes at the end. So all you do is you put a plastic bag, push your fingers through the bag at the top, tie an elastic around it or some string, then cut about 8 feelers and cut the rest of the plastic away. And then you fill the top with water, but leaving a little air bubble, and then tie whatever you've tied round, either the elastic band or a piece of cotton, really tight, and pop it into a bottle of water that you've maybe colored a bright color. Now, I'm putting this underneath just so that you can see what I'm doing. I'll just let here goes he's at the top now, and now he's going to come. There he comes. Can you see him coming up? There is my jellyfish. Your jellyfish goes up and down from the top to the bottom of the container, and the children love it. My granddaughters come and they always head for the jellyfish first and play with it for a while, and then they go off to do something else. There goes my jellyfish up to the top again. So it's just a fun exercise for them to be able to play with, and an interesting thing for you to possibly make. Any questions on any of these items? Not yet? Okay.
Great
Right.
ideas.
Good. I'm glad you got some idea. Now, bottle tops, bottle bases. We always have so many bottles that have been filled with all sorts of things. These bottle bases can be used to make the most wonderful lamps. My lamp is still being made. I'm sort of halfway through my lamp because it does take time to do each row and let it dry properly. And then you do the next row and you build up. I built from the bottom up, and I am getting near the top now. Probably within the next week, my first lamp, a rounded lamp, will be made. But what you do is you just cut off the bottom of the container as low. I usually go just above the pretty where it's got all its lamp, and I cut with a pair of scissors. I have cut myself with a cutting knife more times than I care to tell you. So all you do is squeeze your bottle and pinch with scissors, and then you cut down, and it's very easy to be able to cut your bottle after that with your scissors. And you can cut as high or as low as you need. You can use them facing outwards. That gives you one design. If you face them outwards, they are one design. If you face them inwards, you get a different pattern. Let's use a small one for you. So if they're facing outwards, they look like that. And if they're facing inwards, they look like that. So you can get two different designs out of it. As can be seen by the white ones there, the top one's got them facing one way at the top, and then they've changed their minds and faced them the other. So they're all facing outwards on that one, and they're all facing inwards on this one. So you can do different designs and have really pretty ways of doing it. You can use your yogurt containers, and you particularly if you've got different color yogurt containers, they really make a pretty lamp by just joining them together in a circle. I start at the bottom. I usually put a bowl or something underneath. When I've got my main shape made, I turn it the right way up, and then I close up the top till it's ready to put a bulb in through the top. Always leave enough space for that. I use a coat hanger going across so that it's got something to hang from. The metal coat hangers are wonderful. You can use them for all sorts of things. And that holds my lamp up straight when I want to hang it from the ceiling. If you're wanting to make it for a lamp like the one that we've got here, this also is a way of doing it. Again, this is part of what I give you, so you can see how to make your bottle lamp. You can use whole bottles and then paint some of them. The outside ring has been painted, the middle ring has not been painted, the next ring is painted, the next ring is not, and you put those onto I put them on the base of pots, those plastic bases where your pot stands in so that the water doesn't drip on your table. Those make a wonderful anything to go and hang from, either hanging the right way up or the wrong way up. That works beautifully as your base and your hanger. You can paint it any color you like with acrylic paint. Acrylic paint works really well on plastic. Any questions? Not yet. Okay, let's go. Now, using your bottles. I use my milk bottles for so many different things. I cut a hole here like this in my milk bottle. And then into that, I've got my pegs, I've got my papers, I've got all the things that I want to use. I can stack them on top of each other. I can see which one's which, and with your handle, you just pull it out and you can then easily have access to things. It saves space, it saves time, and it's so easy to do. These ones here, they've put some birdseed in it. The other one, they've put some pencils in. Wonderful way of storing and putting. If you've got the bottles from your washing powder bottles, washing liquid bottles, I should say, you often get them in different colors. So if I see them in different colors, I buy them in twos. When I'm finished with them, I cut little waves in them and turn them into very pretty hanging baskets. And you can hang them on the wall. I have taken wire along the top of my wall from one side to the other, because I'm not allowed to put things in I rent. And then into that, I've taken a really strong one. I've put what used to be fencing that you would put in the ground, turned it upside down. So it now is scalloping down. And onto that, I hang my my pot holders, and it really looks so attractive when you do it like that. You can turn your bottle into a pig by just flapping the pieces up to make the ears. You can turn all the other kind of bottles into different creatures that can be either in your garden or just as a feature in a bathroom or anywhere that you wish to put them. And if you have grandchildren, they love to build things like that. Your big bottles, your 5-liter and 10-liter bottles, you do the same as I did with my 2-liter, but of course they've got a lid at the top. You just cut out one piece of it and you can now store them on top of each other, and you can put anything in. You can put clothes in there, you can put your gardening equipment in there, you can basically put anything in it, and it makes a wonderful place to store. If you've got an old what do you call that thing? Bookshelf, is it? Yeah, bookshelf. You can use that. You can put them all on the bookshelf. You can put them basically anywhere. You can create yourself hobby horses for the children. They can make hobby horses. So those are also very nice. Right, now let's continue with anybody got any other ideas to use for bottles?
Yes, you can make an upside down planter.
Yes,
you cut the top, basically you off, and then you put a coat hanger and on each to hang it, and then you put the plant in the small taken in hole. They used to call them topsy-turvy planters.
That's
you can grow herbs,
right.
you can grow tomatoes.
Ah, Awesome. Yes, I never thought of that. I thought of terrariums, but I hadn't thought of that. Yes, your
Yeah,
upside
can
down
take in,
planters. Yes.
yes, you can grow herbs, everything taken basically else in the plastic. The sun hits the plastic and takes in and really taken warms the roots.
Of course it does. It's a fantastic way of doing it. Thank you. That is a really good idea. I'm going to go and look for a picture of that so that I can add it to this, because that is really such an awesome idea. Now, in one of my very first classes, somebody asked me, what do you do with bottle tops? They've got hundreds of bottle tops. What do they do with them? Well, there are a few different things you can do with. You can make yourself a game for tic-tac-toe with your friends. You can make them into magnets for going on the fridge or on anything that you wish to put them on, depending on the size. All you do is get a piece of, you can buy strips of magnet and you then just put that on the back of it. You can decorate it in any way you like. You can turn them into insects and animals that hang. The children can make robots, which they really enjoy. They can also do a building exercise, how they can build to make things. So that's a fun sort of children's way of doing things. But then for the adults, you've got all your different containers. Now, if it is stuck, I have my big jar of plastic lids and I've got an equally big jar of my tin lids. And then, but I find that as soon as I start creating, my lids disappear very quickly into nothing. Right. Here is a table, a cup holder. It hasn't quite finished sticking. I was making it this morning. Let me grab my last of that. Oops, gone. Doesn't want to come up. There we go. I was still sticking these on. All I've done is taken I bought some plastic chopping boards, the very thin chopping thing, but I get 5 in a pack. I use 1. I don't need 5. So the others I've been upcycling and using them for other things. They make a wonderful base for for you to put your lids on, and then you stick your lids onto that and you stick your lids together. Mine haven't quite finished sticking yet, so I'll have to hold it carefully for you. But there is my lid flower that I've created. Very, very easy to do. Do different colors, different shapes, different designs you can make for your coasters. You can also take the lids and turn them into a clock with skewers. You attach them to skewers and you have your clock in the center. You can also do the same thing with a mirror. If you've got an old mirror that the base has broken, you can then put the skewers onto there and you can put your lids on that as well. You could also do it for a man if it's his birthday and he drinks different types of beer. You can use all the beer bottle tops as well to go around the top, or the plastic tops you can use to go around it as well as a decoration. And then they've got their mirror for shaving or whatever. You can use them to make lamps. You can put them around different things with a candle inside. It really makes, if you put a tea candle inside with just a few around it, it looks really stunning. And if you've joined them together with your glue, you can make 4 sides and you can even make the top and put your tea candle under. You just lift it up, put your tea candle under, put it down. Or if you've got a light like these ones that you turn on and turn off with your finger, that can go inside. You just turn it on and now you get this very interesting light made with different colors. You can either have a multicolor, so you get a rainbow effect, or you can have plain white or blue or green or whatever you wish to do for it. So you've got a nice variety of things. You can also put the lids into a table or into a tray by just putting some of that putty in that goes hard, and then placing your lids on top. That then becomes a really interesting tabletop, particularly if you've got an old table that's now scratched and is really not looking really so good. You can just put a little piece of balsa wood around the table and stain it the same color as the rest of the table. That then gives you the lip that you need to be able to put your putty or cement into, and then your tops on top of it. It really does make a very interesting creation. Any questions? Not yet. Okay. Oh, it's gone out of where it was for some reason. I'm not quite sure why it left the class. So let me just go down to where I was, to my creations. Right.
I have a question. I'm
Yes.
sorry to interrupt you.
No, anytime.
I see all these wonderful ideas, but I'm not the most creative person. Is there anywhere like online where they give instructions on how to do this?
Oh, yes, there is. If you go onto Pinterest, you find all of these, and most of them have instructions with them. So it's so the best thing, I have some boards on Pinterest with a lot of my ideas that I've picked up over the last 40 years. And I've been, at least for the last 10 years, since we were able to have internet, I have been collecting different ideas on my Pinterest boards. But all you do is you just can go into Pinterest, just type in any thing that you're looking for, and it will come up. From travel to making to doing, you can pick up all sorts of things. You can also just Google whatever you are thinking about making, and it'll give you a variety of ideas as well. Particularly if once you've Googled, you go to images at the top. On the top line, it says there's one of the things is images. If you click on that, all the pictures of things come up. You then look at those and you double click on the one you like, and that takes you to the web page of that particular one. So it's a very useful way of doing it. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. I'm glad that you're interested in thinking about making something now. Now, these are more fun ideas. We take my pig out of here now. I have 2 little bottles. These were cool drink bottles. I've cut the top off both the bottles. I've then used a zip. And now I can open it. It opens. I can put whatever I want to into it. I close it again, and I can zip it up. Zips up perfectly. I think it was zipping this morning. Let's just check that. There we go. All the way around. I have now zipped it together. It is now perfectly secure, and it is a lovely container to use. You can either make a long one with just a small piece on top, or you can make a half and half. It just depends on what you are wanting to put inside. Don't be fooled like I was. I went to get zips. I had some old zips and I used those up, and I went to get some zips, and I thought, oh, I need the smallest zip they've got because these bottles are small. Well, this is an 8-inch zip, and it only goes over the tiniest bottle. You need longer zips for the bigger ones. If you are working with bigger sizes, you would need a 10 or a 12-inch zip to go around it. It's almost worth taking an empty bottle in with you and wrapping the zip around it. Then you will find the right size zip. I go into what they call the scrap box in our particular store we've got, and if they are dirty or they feel it's been it's got a mark on it or something like that, you get it for virtually nothing. I can then just give it a little wash because I'm not using it for clothing, and I use it for my crafts, and it works beautifully. So that's a lovely way to make a container that zips up. You can also put a whole lot of beautiful chocolates in it for your friend or something like that. And then when they open it, they've got the two sides and they can put their different things in it. You can put anything you like inside. As I say, you can make the longer with a short top, or you can make a half and half like I've made here. You can also make a very short one, like the one in the picture at the bottom. You can also use the longer ones to put your pegs in. You just cut a hole in the top of the bottle. Over here, you cut a top in a hole, and you can pop things into it, and then you can just take out and shake out what you want. You can turn them sideways on. Where's my bigger one? You put them sideways on like this, and you can put things inside. You can put your lipsticks or anything else that you want to store in there, and you'll be surprised how much you can store. And you can put 2, then 3, then 2, then 1, make a triangle, and you can have a whole series of things stored in the bottom of your bottle like this. The longer bottles, I didn't believe my shoes would fit inside. They do. They fit very comfortably. If they're a big shoe, you would have one in each bottle, but smaller ones, they're very easy. Your slippers and your sandals, they fit in very easily into your bottle. And then you can just have a series of bottles at the bottom of your cupboard, and all your shoes are there for you to be able to just take the bottle out. Your shoes are there, ready for you to use. You could make bird feeders. Building walls. You can build the most amazing walls with your bottles. In fact, in Thailand, the monks got tired of people with their beer bottles and leaving them behind. They collected them and they built walls for their next project that they were making. They built them out of bottles. All you do is fill the bottle with sand, and then you place your bottles on top of each other. They are so heavy, they won't move. They are like a sandbag, so they definitely won't move. Makes a feature wall if you want to make a little wall and put a planter inside it or something like that. A lovely way of building up a planter is to use your empty bottles. You can use your, yes, Arlene.
I missed how you attach the zipper. Do you use glue?
Glue, just glue. Just glue. I put glue around the bottle, and then I open my zip, and I do one side first. I glue on the one side, and I just put a peg to hold it for a minute. Then I do the other side, and I do exactly the same, and then it closes. Very, very easy to do. Just with glue. Oh, my thing has decided it doesn't like being, for some reason or other, it does not like being on my big screen. So I'm going to put it onto the small screen. Then we can just have it on the smaller screen today. Sorry about that. For some reason, it didn't like me. Right. Your bottles that you use for shampoo, the children can put a cork on top, put a sail on it, and then they can sail it up and down with some elastic bands. Another fun way of floating and making things. Now, these for me are ingenious ideas. If you've got your milk bottle, here's my 2-liter milk bottle. Obviously, I won't be using this one because I've already cut. You cut it, and it shows you on the picture. You just cut across the top here, and then you make a design. You cut a shape like that off it. And Then you've got a scoop, you've got a shovel. There's my handle. I hold it with my handle and I've got a wonderful scoop for cutting something. If you want a smaller one, you would obviously make a smaller one. If you're wanting to scoop up flour or something like that, but it makes a very nice shovel or scoop. You can make it rounder, fatter, however. You just make your drawing on it and you've got your scoop. So it is a very, very useful thing to use. You can also use your, where's that same one gone? I would use my smaller ones, but I've used them in that. You put your fingers inside a bottle top like this. And now I do it with my left hand. And now I am cutting. I cannot cut my fingers off, but my fingers are perfectly safe inside the bottle top. You can use a shorter one if you like, just like that. Put your fingers into it. And now I cut. I cannot cut my fingers off or hurt my fingers at all. What a clever way of using a bottle top. You can also, if you have a garden and you want to have a sprinkler, all you do is put your hose into the top of the bottle, make some holes in the bottom of the bottle. You can either make little round ones, so then it comes out as a fountain, or a bigger one if you're wanting it to come out in a different form. And now you've got your sprinkler system. And you can also just lay the bottle out, make holes all the way up the bottle, and you've got a bottle sprinkler system again, different one. So you can either have a small one at the bottom that's more concentrated or a lighter one from the top. If you're wanting to bring water into your basin in a particular way and you want to be able to clean the basin, but you don't have a shower head on it, you can make your own shower head by just putting a bottle over the top with a plastic bag at the bottom with a little hole in it. And now you can use your plastic bag to go anywhere you want, and you are able to then clean your basin very easily with that. And of course, lastly, you can turn it into a terrarium. Oh, not lastly, I've got one more to go after that. The terrarium is also a good one to have. It makes a really nice thing also as a growing place until your plants are ready. You make it nice and warm for them as the little ones are sprouting. When they've got to a decent size, you take it off and they're able to survive by themselves. Now, so often I will have put my phone in a different room and I go off to do something and I don't necessarily hear it ringing. And then my children get a little annoyed because they've rung mom and mom hasn't heard. So you create your own. You take 2 bottles, or I've used 2 cups, 2 plastic cups. Into the plastic cups, you put a toilet roll. I actually used roller towel because I needed a little bit more length for the size of my phone. I don't know where my phone is now. That doesn't help. But into there, you stand your phone here, in there, and out of here, the sound from inside, because the sound comes out through that bottom section there, the sound comes through really clear, goes into these 2, it becomes a loudspeaker. And boy, can you hear your phone through the loudspeaker. So this is a lovely way of creating a sound, something to make your sound much louder when you are moving around and you are not necessarily taking your phone with you. So it's like a megaphone almost. So you put your thing inside and it works beautifully. I've tried it out on my own. Any other ideas? Any questions? Okay, let's continue. Now, the last one is a snowflake ornament, but this doesn't only have to be used at Christmas time. You don't have to just use your snowflake at Christmas time. You can use it on 4th of July. You can paint it red and white and blue. You can paint stripes on it. You can paint stars on it. You can turn it into anything that you like and then hang it from your trees with a ribbon. I've got a pipe cleaner here at the moment, but you can hang it with a ribbon. You can hang it with anything. You then have this very interesting looking pretty ornament that hangs from your trees. So you could really make a lovely 4th of July display on some of your trees outside, particularly if you use your red, white, and blue. So this is a lovely idea as a snowflake. Again, I do give you the way to make it as part of your take home afterwards. So these are just a few of the ideas that you can use to do your, that is how to make it exactly, and that, as I say, you get as your take home. So it's very easy to do. Have you got some new ideas on what to do with your plastic?
I did receive some good ideas that you gave today, but I have
You've got your challenge. Yeah, I want to see your challenge.
Was tops. My tops collect. I think my tops go with my, when you go into your washer and you only have one sock, you don't know where the other sock went. Well, I think I go into my cabinet and I don't know where my bottoms went. So I have all these tops, all these different size tops. I have Tupperware tops. I have tops from containers that I might wanted to collect, and then I couldn't find the bottoms to them. So I just have, for some reason, I have like 25 tops.
Right. I can think of one thing straight away. If you join your tops together, so you've got one top here and maybe you put another top here and then you put another, you can make a picture frame. And then you cut your pictures that you've got and put them behind or inside those. And you can mix and match them. You can change your pictures inside those. And so, and then just put a hanger on the top. Excuse me, you can use big ones, little ones, different sizes. So you can design a really unique and novel picture frame using the tops of those containers.
Okay, that sounds good. Sounds good.
I'd like to see it when you've done it, because I think that would look awesome, Marlene. I really do. I think it would be great. So thank you for bringing a challenge. Anybody else brought a challenge with them?
Any more suggestions?
Yeah. Any more suggestions on what to do with tops? Anybody got an idea? Oh, everybody's thinking, but nobody's too sure. Oh, well, if you've got any more ideas, please let us know with your feedback. I will send you the link to that. And as I said before, if you would like to, you can request your recording at help@getsetup.io. I will send you your email afterwards with quite a few ideas on it and things to do. But I really hope that from this, you are able to come up with some new things to use your plastic with. Anybody seen something that we can see what else we can do with plastic? Or did anybody find something they really went, wow, with? I can do that.
I love the zipper around the bottles.
That is so useful. Yes. And it's so quick and easy to make. It literally takes 5 minutes. If you've got the right size zip, it takes 5 minutes. If you haven't, then a bit longer. And anything else? Hiroko? Did you find something that you liked?
Went to that. This one woman from Australia has got so many interesting creative ideas.
Right. Hiroko. There she's found her mute. Unmute.
Mhm.
Did you find something interesting?
I'm still digesting.
That's good. That's good. It means something went in. So that is excellent. But thank you everyone so much for being in class with us. I really do appreciate you being here. And I really hope that you will take some of the ideas and use them. But if you can't remember them all, just get a recording and then you can stop it and have a look. How did she make that? What has she done here? And that then makes it so much easier to do. But really, there are lots and lots of things you can do with plastic that you never thought about before. So please have fun using all your different ideas, and I look forward to seeing you all again. Have a great day. Oh, evening. It's only
so much.
it's
When is
only
your
me.
next class?
My next class today is, I'll tell you right now. Oopsie. Yeah, I need to go in here. My next class today is building structures with popsicle sticks. It's more and pegs. And then tomorrow I've got all classes. Tomorrow I've got 3 classes. I start early in the morning at 7 in the morning for me, so it's earlier for you. I have got waste using your pegs and popsicle sticks to create things for us. I've got boredom busters for seniors, and I've got the second one in the African animals, African wildlife. So there are a variety of things tomorrow. So I hope to see you all at some time. Have a really great day.
All right, and thank you.
Pleasure. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, James, for being here and being with us. I really appreciate it. Have fun. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, it won't end. Can't get out of here. James, can you close, please? Because it won't allow me to close.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you very much.